Greetings, greetings. You're with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations, helping you to gain clarity, clear and heal your energetic blockages, up-level your mindset, and manifest the glory of God that is within you. Welcome to our April 2020 reading for the sign of Cancer. I am so happy to be here. Loving doing this wonderful reading today. I hope that this reading and the spirit of this energy finds you in a healthy place. This is, in fact, ultimately a timeless reading. Whenever this message reaches you, it is in divine timing, all right? So there is no message that ever comes to you that is not for you. It's your job to look within that message to figure out how it applies to your particular reality. So the first part of my readings, as you know, are all about providing a spiritual context from which we will look at some of the more specific messages that come through in the second half of the reading. Okay? I'm feeling like, is this really my 22 card? So we are first going to pull the predominant energy by pulling the major arcana message for you at this time. So let's just take a few moments to center ourselves and to get clear and to relax. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in and out. Tap into that crown chakra frequency. Let's ask Spirit to guide this reading and to protect the reading from ego distortions, a lack of clarity, and to make those messages clear, and to allow me to be a sincere vehicle for whatever that needs to come through. So we have the first message being the moon, okay? So the moon card is about dealing with those aspects of ourselves that can sometimes remain hidden but be a source of sabotage. The moon is also about coming into a greater awareness of those things that may not fully be apparent to us, but that we have a sense of needing to deal with. All right. This card can also be a card of deep emotional, subconscious type patterns and cyclical things that we need to address and deal with. As well, this can be pointing to dreams that we are having and spiritual work that we may be doing. For some of us, it may mean it's time for us to begin aligning with the moon in order to do some of our spiritual work. Okay? I just saw opening to love and trusting your intuition. Okay? So that is encompassed as well in this moon card. So let's see what other information Spirit has for us. Accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. So this is also about seeing the things that we need to see and not being in denial about certain things. Also about not denying or resisting what is. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have taking action. Once you accept what is, and you're willing to look at a situation very clearly, you simplify any confusion and you're able to move forward. You stop trying to change things. You stop trying to make things right. You stop trying to set up a situation and manipulate a situation. You simply accept it for what it is and you surrender to that. And that frees you up to put that energy toward other things that need your energy. I want to pull a card from our self-care deck so that we can see What aspect of self-care this month do you need to focus on, Cancer? We got this you over here in this water. So you could be at a deeply emotional place right now. We talked about that love card or that romance. So you need maybe to let love in and maybe allow yourself to flow into your emotions and examine what it is that you really may be feeling emotionally. What is it that you need to do in the area of self-care? What's happening for you, Cancer, in the area of self-care? Because you may be in a space of purifying, whether you realize it or not. We have you needing to build strength, okay? So in this particular case, although it could be inner strength, it's also physical strength. It's movement, all right? It's building muscle. It's also, I feel like this gives me a sense of needing to protect yourself, being in a defensive posture, doing something that gives you a level of activity that builds more grounding, that gives you feelings of security, and that stabilizes you, but definitely builds more strength. And at the bottom of the deck, as another opportunity, we also have cleaning your space. So this is about physical cleaning as well as decluttering mentally and emotionally. So this is a good time to do some of these things. A good time to really reflect, to look at old patterns, to examine the things that we don't always want to take a look at, and to physically begin to do some things in your physical surroundings in terms of decluttering and getting rid of some debris, but also doing that emotional and mental clearing that we oftentimes need to do. That's also represented by this moon energy over here. We also have the card, surrender to your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding and not being rigid. This is going to help you to resolve your conflicts and help to build better relationships. So somewhere, Cancer, and it could be coming from a deeply emotional place, but somewhere in here, we have surrender to miracles at the bottom of the deck. Be open into new things happening in your life, but somewhere in here, you could be in a space where you are not, you know, everybody has to win sometime. You may not be open to allowing other people to express themselves, or you may have a need to always be right. So you want to begin to surrender to that. You want to stop trying to change people. You do want to accept what is, which means accepting people the way they are and just giving up your need to be right, and instead beginning to yield some and giving other people the gift of letting them be right. So we're pulling now from our crystal deck, and we pulled the pink sapphire card, which is card 44. And let's take a look at, look how beautiful that card is. Let's look at the message on this pink sapphire card, which is really the number 8. And I want to read this to you. And it's not full entirety, but I do want to give you a feel for what the more extended message is as it relates to forgiveness, choosing to heal, acceptance, and letting go. So, you know, here again, this message of acceptance and letting go is being underscored again. This is really a time where you may be being challenged by your need to always be right, or your need to try to change the reality of a situation, and that bringing you into conflict with the reality. So we have this message of accepting what is as well in this pink sapphire card. And this is about soothing the heart. So it really may be time for you to get into your emotional space and to get more into the sensitive side, which is that moon energy as well, that feminine energy, that releasing the need to kind of control things, all right? So this is about you not concerning yourself with the law of karma, all right? This is about you choosing to heal yourself. It's time for you to start the process of forgiving people who did you harm. This means deciding consciously that they will not determine the story of who you are and what you've experienced. So it's about your willingness to engage in healing, to free yourself from your past and to soothe your heart. All right. And it's also about embracing the wisdom of what you've learned and finding the power to say to yourself with conviction, never again. And understanding that positive things are to come. Now, as it relates to a relationship, it's about turning your focus inward at this time and not focusing on other people. Okay. And it's also about letting go of your need to blame who was wrong or where it went wrong, and instead letting go of these old stories and just releasing the past, which also has to do with letting go of this need to be right. When you let go of the need to be right, that's when you're able to fully accept what is. And when you're able to accept what is, then you can heal and go on without blame. And that's really what this is about. All right, so it's about releasing that energy, having that good cry, getting these emotions out, fully addressing and being willing to look at what these things are that are deep within you that could be sources of what has held you back up until this point. So forgive yourself, but also forgive the other person for not being who you might have wanted them to be. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful message. At the bottom of the deck, we have the price of cola. All right, so let's look at really quickly the energy of 16, which is that chrysocolla energy. Here again, we have heartfelt communication, speaking your truth, being true to your soul's desire. Okay, this, as it relates to relationship building, happens. Intimacy and trust happen in an environment where we have the courage to speak our truth, and sometimes we have to practice that. We don't have to hold our tongue out of fear of losing something or out of fear of, not being enough. We don't have to remain silent. Okay, we just have to find a way to say what it is we need to say in a loving way, but also in an expressive way that allows us to speak up about what we need. So this is really beautiful. What we need in a relationship, but also what we may need in our lives in general in terms of support to make these relationships sustainable and worth having in the first place. All right, so that's beautiful, beautiful messages for you, Cancer. Let's get into more of the specifics here, because it looks like we're dealing with some relationship stuff here. This need to release the need to be right, but perhaps I'm feeling not harboring resentment or maybe not being passive aggressive. Okay, learning how to really say what you feel from a loving way, allowing your emotions to flow freely, but in a healthy way. All right, I feel like you are not in your locus of power right now, or not in your locus of control, and there could be some repressed emotion and some need to really try to control situations and things and places with that Emperor card reversed. Okay, you also have the 4 card, which is very similar to the 4 of Swords, which is talking about resting and rejuvenating and going within. We also have the card of 9, which is of material harvest. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, we have some discontent and some boredom, or some mild sense of negative emotion, or also a feeling that we're not getting everything that we want, that we may be settling, or in some cases we could be asking for more than what we really need, and we're not looking at what is in front of us. All right, so we may have a distorted view of what is actually in front of us because of the way that we may be choosing. So I feel like you've been in a place of resisting things as they are. You need it to be right. It's created an artificial sense of, well, it's created a rift between you and someone in the relationship. It's caused you not to be able to really maybe accept that person, or to maybe even examine what are the deeper emotions